Marcia Brady. Just saying her name conjures images of the cheerful, perfectly polished, perky blonde with an infectious smile. The heart of the iconic 1970s television series, The Brady Bunch. For many, she was the embodiment of wholesome suburban innocence, a girl next door whose every move seemed carefully choreographed for television perfection. But behind that sunny facade was Maureen McCormick, a young woman grappling with pressures and expectations far heavier than any teen sitcom could convey. The story of Maureen's post-Brady transformation is a striking journey of self-discovery, courage, and the reclamation of identity. While the world remembers Marcia Brady as the poster child for perfection, Maureen's personal journey tells a different story, one of struggle, rebellion, and ultimately empowerment. At the height of the Brady Bunch, she was, undeniably, America's sweetheart. Viewers fell in love with her bright smile, her relatable adolescent quirks, and her seemingly effortless charm. But what audiences couldn't see were the invisible chains of fame, the weight of public expectation, and the quiet, constant pressure to conform to an image that wasn't truly hers. Marcia was everyone's idea of perfection, yet Maureen was quietly wrestling with the challenge of defining herself beyond that role. The shadow behind the smile. During the 1970s, Maureen McCormick found herself living a life that was, in many ways, scripted for her. Every public appearance, every line delivered on set, and every smile captured on camera reinforced the image of Marcia Brady. While her peers were navigating typical teenage challenges, Maureen was balancing stardom with the subtle demands of an industry that valued image over authenticity. Over time, the desire to break free from this role intensified, leaving her caught between the world's perception and her own evolving sense of self. It's not unusual for child actors to struggle with identity, but Maureen's story is particularly poignant because she inhabited a character who was so universally adored. Marcia Brady was the perfect daughter, sister, and student, the kind of girl that set a standard so high it left little room for Maureen to be herself. As she grew older, she realized that fame had a double edge. It brought adoration and opportunity, but also stifled her ability to explore who she truly was beyond the cameras. Breaking the mold. After the Brady Bunch ended, Maureen faced a turning point. No longer confined by the strict boundaries of a scripted role, she had the chance to reclaim her narrative. This period marked a dramatic shift in her personal and professional life. One of the most talked about moments came when she decided to pose for a series of revealing photographs, a decision that shocked fans and media alike. The reaction was immediate and polarized. On one hand, longtime viewers, who had grown up associating her with the sweet, spotless Marcia, were startled. How could this girl next door make such a bold, adult statement? On the other hand, many recognized the courage behind her decision, applauding her willingness to assert control over her image and present herself on her own terms. These photos were more than a simple act of rebellion. They were a declaration of self-determination. Maureen's shoot was tastefully executed yet daring. The images showcased confidence, poise, and ownership of her body and identity. The point wasn't to shock for shock's sake, but rather to redefine the narrative surrounding her. In stepping into a space that allowed her to express herself authentically, she was reclaiming power that had long been overshadowed by the public's perception of Marcia Brady. From Marcia to Maureen. In interviews, Maureen spoke candidly about the motivation behind the photos. "I needed to break free from the image everyone had of me," she reflected, "and I did." These words encapsulate the essence of her post-Brady reinvention. She was no longer content to exist as a character defined by others. She wanted to be recognized as a fully realized adult woman with her own story to tell. This was also a period of introspection and healing. Maureen had endured personal challenges, including struggles with addiction and questions of self-worth, which she later explored in her memoir. Her journey through fame, personal hardship, and recovery informed her decisions and strengthened her resolve. Posing for the photographs became a symbolic act of reclaiming her life, one that communicated a powerful message. She was more than an image, more than a role. She was her own person, deserving of respect and autonomy. Beyond the photos. The photos were just one aspect of Maureen's journey. Her memoir provides a deeper window into the personal struggles and triumphs that shaped her life after the Brady Bunch. She candidly recounts challenges with addiction, the pressures of early fame, and the quest for self-acceptance. Readers gain insight into the complexities of navigating life under constant scrutiny and the effort it takes to redefine oneself after being trapped in the public's idealized image for so long. Through her writing, Maureen emphasizes that her journey was not about rebellion for the sake of rebellion. It was about healing, understanding her worth, and taking control of her narrative. The courage to embrace one's authentic self, particularly after years of being confined to a specific role, is both inspiring and instructive. It speaks to the universal human desire to be recognized, respected, and understood for who we truly are. Reclaiming identity in Hollywood has a long history of typecasting actors, especially those who achieve fame at a young age. For many, stepping away from an iconic role can be a double-edged sword. The public may resist seeing an actor in a new light, clinging instead to nostalgic versions of the characters they love. Maureen McCormick's experience is a prime example. While fans adored Marcia Brady, they often struggled to separate the character from the actor. By choosing to redefine herself publicly, Maureen challenged the industry's narrow definitions of female identity. She rejected the notion that women must conform to an idealized image or remain tethered to the roles that brought them fame. Instead, she embraced complexity, maturity, and self-expression, paving the way for future performers to claim their own stories without apology. The legacy of reinvention. Maureen McCormick's post-Brady journey is more than a tale of shock and surprise. It is a testament to the power of reinvention. Her story demonstrates that personal growth often requires courage and that the most meaningful transformations come from within. By taking control of her image and narrative, Maureen offered an important lesson. Self-definition is not only a right, it is a form of empowerment. For those who followed her career, the transition from Marcia Brady to Maureen McCormick is inspiring. It underscores the idea that our past does not have to define us. Even when the world clings to a specific perception, we can choose to step forward authentically, embracing change and asserting our identity on our own terms. A broader message. Maureen's story resonates beyond the realm of celebrity. It is a universal reminder that growth, healing, and self-expression are essential parts of the human experience. Her courage to face public scrutiny, embrace her flaws, and assert her autonomy mirrors challenges many face in private. The struggle to break free from labels, expectations, and roles imposed by others. In reclaiming her narrative, Maureen McCormick exemplifies resilience. She reminds us that redefining ourselves is not only possible, it is necessary for authentic living. The power lies in saying unequivocally, "This is who I am, and I choose how I am seen." Celebrating a bold woman. Today, Maureen McCormick is celebrated not just as Marcia Brady, but as a woman who has navigated life's complexities with honesty and courage. Her journey illustrates the importance of self-expression, the courage to embrace vulnerability, and the strength required to transform public perception. She has inspired generations to challenge societal expectations, embrace their true selves, and redefine what it means to grow up in the public eye. Whether one remembers her as the sunny teenager from the Brady Bunch or the confident woman who reclaimed her narrative, Maureen McCormick's story is a masterclass in resilience and reinvention. It's a reminder that the most profound revelations are often internal, about finding one's voice, asserting autonomy, and boldly declaring identity in the face of expectation. The timeless impact. The narrative of Maureen McCormick continues to resonate because it speaks to the enduring struggle for authenticity and agency. Her transition from Marcia Brady to the empowered woman she became exemplifies the complex intersection of fame, personal growth, and societal pressure. Through vulnerability, courage, and creative self-expression, she navigated a path that few could imagine, and even fewer could execute with such honesty. Ultimately, Maureen's story is not about scandal, it's about triumph. It's about a woman who dared to step beyond the safety of public expectation, who embraced her true self, and who reminded the world that identity is not dictated by others, but is something we forge and own. It is an invitation to all of us to reflect on our own lives, where we might be living within others' definitions, and how we might reclaim our narratives. Conclusion: the power of being yourself. Marcia Brady may have been a character defined by perfection, but Maureen McCormick is a real person defined by courage, authenticity, and reinvention. Her life offers a powerful example of the importance of breaking free from imposed identities and embracing the complexities of one's own story. From the sunshine of television fame to the bold reclamation of her adult self, Maureen's journey is one of empowerment, resilience, and profound self-expression. She has shown that the most shocking reveal isn't a photograph. It's the act of stepping fully into your own life, unafraid to be seen as you truly are. In embracing vulnerability and asserting her autonomy, Maureen McCormick has become an enduring symbol of personal reinvention. Her story reminds us all that it is never too late to reclaim who we are, define our own paths, and proudly declare, "This is me."